Hello everybody, it's Mike Yao with Savage Kingdoms role-playing game and Fire in the Head Productions. But it's not really what today's video is about. I just wanted to do a brief video. I'm currently out on a mountain trail, as you can perhaps tell from behind me. Usually I do these little videos at my desk, right? My computer, etc. But today's a little special day. I just want to kind of get outside. I've been getting a little antsy lately. And also, I want to do this kind of in honor of a vlogger that I followed a lot, named Adam the Woo. Some of you might have heard of him, maybe not. If you're in the YouTube verse, perhaps you have, or in the Disney verse or travel verse. He was a very known and also relatable vlogger who used to cover the theme parks down in Orlando that my wife and I are very interested in and do quite often when we can afford it. But also he liked to do other little travel things like Biltmore Estate. Well, I don't know if he ever went to Biltmore Estate, actually. If so, it's not documented. But Pigeon Forge and so other areas as well across the United States, Disneyland. Recently, he's been doing some overseas stuff. But anyway, he unexpectedly passed away, if you don't know. I think it was yesterday. And even though I never met the guy, even though we've crossed paths, like we were very close to, I guess, running into each other several times, Dragon Con and Disney or Universal Parks, etc. Never actually met the guy, but was very inspired by what he was doing. It was seemed like a very nice, put together gentleman, very curious, kind of a overgrown kid, which, I have been accused of many times or complimented at, I suppose, however you want to look at it. And so, yeah, so kind of a kindred spirit despite never actually having met. But anyway, so I just kind of inspired me to kind of get out and do a little vlog, based on what he used to do. His were far more interesting than what this one will be, no doubt. But it just allows me to, even now I'm feeling better, actually. Out in the mountain air. It's actually like 63 degrees today here, and like 2 days before Christmas here in Western North Carolina. So, normally this time of year it'd be, in the 40s or 30s or so. Because we're, in a somewhat high elevation. Here where I am right now is probably about 2,400 feet, 25 maybe, on this quiet little mountain trail. Only about 2 miles from where I live. So yeah, anyway, I just want to talk to you about that. And the reason I wanted to mention that is because I'm thinking about, like, this may be the first one of doing some more videos that are not gaming based. Like all of my material, not all of it, most of it is gaming. Is about the Savage Kingdoms role-playing game, which I created. And I'm currently about to go into the 4th edition of, hopefully. Well, it looks like it's going to happen. And I've done some actory stuff in the past. So it's mostly acting and gaming. A very small channel. None of it's particularly popular. I'm doing it probably mostly for me and the 12 people who follow me. Actually, I think I have 113 subscribers. But as anybody who kind of knows about social media, you can only count on about 10% of that, maybe 20 at most, to be actual people that are really kind of following you and paying attention and not just clicking a button to subscribe for little to no reason. But anyway, I was inspired to maybe do like just a couple every so often. I'm tempted to call it the Daily Yow, in honor of Adam the Woo, because his main channel was called the Daily Woo, because he would do these videos daily or almost daily. He would occasionally miss an upload because, God forbid, he needs some personal time. But for the most part, 95, probably more than that, 97, 98% of the year, it was a daily schedule. So yeah, so I thought maybe starting today, I'll do these little things. Right now I'm on a trail near Warren Wilson College, this agricultural college. Just like I said, about 2 miles from where we live. Love it here. I always feel at home. I don't know, I have a weird spiritual connection. I don't know if it's an ancestry thing. I could do a whole thing about ancestry and genetics and heritage and racial memories and all that stuff, but I don't know if nowadays anybody wants to hear any of that stuff. But But being 2% Native American, maybe I feel more attached here, as well as my European ancestors who came here. All that stuff. Or who knows, maybe it's just as an artist, I feel more attached to this area. A lot of writers did come to this area to write. O. Henry and the famous poet who was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, where I was born actually, being one of them. Thomas Wolfe being the other famous writer. And F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote a lot of the Great Gatsby from this area, little known fact. Visited Asheville very often with Zelda. Unfortunately, his wife Zelda lost her life in this area in a fire, which killed 8 other women, female patients. Actually, I don't know if they were all female. I think they were. Yeah, I think they were. That fateful evening back in 1947, I think. So now I'm just kind of rambling, but trying to give you some content. All right, hold on a second. There's some rustling in the trees. So we are in bear country here, so not a big deal. I'm kind of so used to them now. It's not a big deal, but I still want to be aware. Anyway, yeah, just kind of rambling now. Thanks for hanging in there if you're still with me. Basically, in a nutshell of what I have been rambling about for 6 minutes. Maybe doing more of these little videos to where I go to these weird little places, even if they're just little minor places and they're not that big a deal. Some people find that very interesting. And again, to harken back to Adam the Woo, that's kind of how I started watching him. He goes to a lot of these kind of famous places too, renowned places or whatnot. Cool. I'm on a trail now called Hemlock Springs. So, yeah, I can see why. I know just enough about some herb craft to kind of identify. Yeah, you can see some hemlock growing. Very poisonous, witchery sort of herb if you know how to use it correctly or incorrectly. And there's also a lot of ferns that grow in the area. Ferns look a little bit like hemlock, and so you have to be sort of careful and not pick the wrong thing. Not that I'm picking herbs, but just thought that was interesting. Maybe I'll flip the camera around in a second. But last time I tried to flip the camera around while doing a video, facing my ugly mug, it didn't work right. So I'm loath to do it. It's a shame because the river here is really pretty. It's a little weird post-Helene. Those of you who have been living on a different planet, but massive hurricane reached all the way up here into the mountains of North Carolina, like 400 miles from the coastline. Not quite 400, almost 375 miles or so from the nearest ocean front, and just inundated our river system, and there were floods everywhere. Not to mention the winds themselves were pretty bad. They were in our particular area, they were 90 to 95 miles an hour, which I think is still hurricane. Some people still call it tropical storm hurricane, and I feel sort of insulted for that because no, it was the winds were higher than that, at least in certain areas one of which I lived in. But most of it was water that did it. So anyway, my point being is that some of the waterways, the one I'm facing right now, is they're very widened. So the riverbanks are kind of wide, but it's kind of left a weird beauty behind, and it's kind of amazing how nature, with man's help on occasion, sort of recovers from these events, just because the grand cycle of Earth that's been around several billion years, and then the universe itself, it's been around close to 14 billion, right? I think that's the agreed upon number, 13.7. These are just all cycles that just continue on and on and on, and that kind of sort of thing. So, just to try to put it in perspective and just know that, Hurricane Helene was very devastating in this area. I think there were 110 deaths, 108 that were directly involved, which is a pretty big number when you're sort of, quote, hiding, unquote, up here in the mountains from things like hurricanes, which really shouldn't be able to reach up here. But an anomalous storm was Helene, and so there we have it. But we're all trying to recover in this area. So, kind of rambling now because I wanted to give you some content. Why post a video if it doesn't have something somewhat interesting in it? So yeah, I might do more of these on a semi-daily basis maybe. And just to honor good old Adam the Woo, YouTube and vloggers in general, because I do follow others as well, especially people that have really interesting takes on things similar to Adam, like Tampa J, or we just recently moved into Western Tennessee, actually, where we like to visit pretty often as well. Just on the other side of the greater mountains of the Blue Ridge, and when you're going over into the Smokies. And just theme park people and stuff like that. We follow Tim Tracker's another one. He might not do as much as the weird outer excursions. He's more of a local Florida guy, but and his wife Jen, but we do like to watch their stuff. So I'll probably conclude this video now. I wish I could flip it around without any kind of screw up. But here, let me see if you guys can see some of the beauty. Well, you can probably see some of it in the background. There you go. So coming up on a pretty cool shot here. There we go. All right, so I'm just down on this little mountain trail. I'm kind of down in the valley now. I started the video up at the sort of a highland area, probably a good 150 feet from where I currently, elevation-wise, currently am. A little quarter of a mile walk there, so no big deal. The trail does continue, but I'm going to let you guys go because I think looks like a couple other hikers, maybe not too far away. Be wondering why I'm rambling to myself. It wouldn't be the first time. So anyway, thanks for paying attention, and look for more maybe weird. Wife and I are going to be at Biltmore Estate in a couple of days for Christmas Day, assuming she feels better. She's got some pretty terrible flu-like thing going on right now. She's recovering from it. Kind of crept into most of the cast of the recent stage production I was in, unfortunately. So we may not be there, but if we are, oh, here's a little waterfall. But if we are, maybe I'll think to do some vlogging stuff as much as I can there, because it can get a little weird inside the house and they don't really want you videoing most things, if not anything. But maybe I'll do some of the grounds or something, or maybe I'll just do, so I don't know why I'm talking this close to it, or maybe I'll do something else. But anyway, thanks for paying attention. Look for some more content. Maybe I'll pick up a couple more subscribers or whatnot. And I also have more gaming stuff coming up, talking about Savage Kingdoms 4th edition, and whether I go forth with Red Sun, my other RPG based in the same setting, but it's more of a Bronze Age thing. Anyway, more stuff to talk about. In the meantime, love each other. It's the holidays. It's very joyous, but it can also be extremely sad. It's very polarizing for various reasons. So hang in there. Love each other. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. And talk to you guys again soon.